Hi, welcome to my journey. This is Miss Carr, and I am inviting you to learn with me. Are you ready? Let's go! Hello! Ang pag-uusapan natin today is about percent. So, titingnan natin later kung paano kukunin yung value ng percent sa isang whole number, and then magko-convert din tayo from fraction to decimal to percent, or from percent to decimal to fraction. Okay? Then we'll also apply the four basic operations in percent. Okay, so these are some scenarios where you can apply the concept of percent. So first, I want you to try answering these word problems, and let's see if you already have the skills and knowledge about it, okay? Okay, so percent is another way of expressing fraction, and the denominator is always 100. So, like a fraction, percent is also a part of a whole, alright? Hindi siya buo. So, example, I have here 25%. So, if you make that in fraction, it's just always 100 yung denominator. Okay? So, 25 over 100 lang. Equivalent niyan sa fraction. Now, if you simplify this, it will be 1/4. Okay? So, example, may whole ako na 500. So, if I say, get the 25% of 500, parehas lang yan kapag sinabi kong get the 1/4 of 500. And remember, we already talked about fraction dun sa separate na video, how to get the value of the fraction, right? So, dahil 1/4, yung 500 natin, hatiin natin sa apat. So, bawat isa dyan, 125, right? So, yung 1/4 ng 500 ay 125. So, when we get the 25% of 500, ang sagot lang din is 125. Okay? So, to solve that, we just need to multiply. Diba? Nag-multiply tayo 1/4 times 500. So, we will just also multiply the percent to 500. But, the percent should be convert first sa decimal. Alright? So, if you do that, you'll get the same answer, which is 125. Alright, so another way to discuss percent, it means percent or per 100. Okay? So for example, I have here 2 shades out of 10. So the fraction is 2 over 10, right? So if you convert that to decimal, yung decimal, imumultiply mo lang sa 100. Because percent is just per 100. Per 100 means imumultiply mo sa 100. So when you do that, you'll get 20 and then add the symbol percent. So it means, itong dalawang shade na to, 20%, right? So kada isa dyan ay 10%. So itong kabuuan na to, that is 100%. Okay? Okay, so percent is also simply out of 100. So if I have a whole number, i-divide ko lang siya sa 100, and then yung kada isa, equivalent nun is 1%. Okay? So, like what I did here, meron akong isang figure na dinivide ko sa 100. So, bawat isang box dito, 1%. So, kung nakatatlong boxes ka na, edi ibig sabihin that is 3%. So, later, magkakaroon tayo ng example at gagamitin natin na whole number is 500. Okay? Okay. So, let's say, meron akong 500 pesos. Okay? 500 pesos. So, hinati ko siya sa 100. So, ibig sabihin, kada isang box dyan, that is equivalent to 5 pesos. Okay? So, aalamin ko kung ilang percent yung part na makikita natin sa 500. So, kanina pinag-usapan natin na kada box that is 1%. So, ibig sabihin, itong 5 pesos na to, ang equivalent yan sa percent is 1%. So, ibig sabihin, yung 1% ng 500 ay 5 pesos. Okay? Now, we have here 3 shades. So, yung 3 shades na to, equivalent niya sa percent ay 3%. Then, ang value niya is 15. So, ibig sabihin, yung 3% ni 500 ay 15. Okay? Here we have two shaded parts. So, dahil dalawang shades, ibig sabihin that is 2%. So, ang 2% na 500 ay 10 pesos. Alright? So, again, kapag buo na siya, that is 100%. So, yung 500, 100% lang equivalent yan. Okay? Okay, dito naman, makikita natin na meron tayong isang box na naka-shade at yung isang box na naka-shade dito, hinati natin. Ipapakita lang natin kung anong percent yung kalahati niya. Okay? At ano yung value nun. So, since kada box is 1%, so pag hinati ko yung 1%, that is 0.5%. So, kung hinati mo yung percent niya, of course, hinati mo rin yung value ng 1%. So, since kada 1% is 5, so yung kalahati ng 1% should be 2.5. Remember, yung 5 piso, pag hinati mo sa dalawa, that is 2 pesos and 50 cents. Alright? So, ngayon, pag pinagsama mo siya or inad mo, so i-add mo yung percent niya, meron kang 1.5%. So, dahil inad mo yung percent niya, of course, i-add mo na lang din yung value nila. So, you'll get 7.5. So, kung kukunin mo yung 1.5% ng 500, the value of that is 7.5. Okay. So, makikita ninyo dito na meron tayong shaded part and 50 lahat yung shaded part. Okay? Ibig sabihin, 50 boxes yung naka-shaded. So, dahil 50, ibig sabihin, sa kabuuan, nire-represent nito 50%. Kasi nga, yung kabuuan is 100%. At bawat isa ay 1%. Okay? So, aalamin natin kung ano yung value ng 50% kung ang kabuuan ko ay 100 pesos. Again, bawat isa dyan, equivalent is 5 pesos kasi hinati ko sa 100. Tama? So, kung 50% to, magkano yung 50% ng 500? So, to do that, you can just add yung mga 5 na nakikita nyo dito. Okay? This is a shaded part. And that is 250. And matagal yun. Tama? Other way to do that is just simply multiply the 50% sa 500. Okay? But before we multiply percent to a whole number, you need to convert this 50% into decimal. To do that is just divide yung shaded part out of 100. So, 50 out of 100, yung decimal niya is 0.5. So, 50%, the decimal conversion of that is 0.5. So, pag na-convert nyo na sa decimal, pwede nyo na siyang i-multiply sa 500, dun sa buo, okay? Para makuha natin yung 50%. So, 50% ng 500 ay 250. Alright? Or other way to do that is, since alam naman natin na yung 50% is kalahati lang ng kabuuan, kunin na lang natin yung kalahati ng 500 or i-multiply natin yung 1/2 sa 500. And that is 250. Okay? Okay. Kanina, yung whole number natin is 500, right? So this time, ang whole number natin is 200. So imagine, meron akong 200 pesos. Ngayon, kukunin ko yung 50% ng 200 pesos kasi 50% yung shaded part, diba? So, ano yung equivalent ng 50% ng 200? So, to do that, add mo lahat ng 2. Bakit 2? Kasi, diba, hinati ko yung 200 sa 100. So, ibig sabihin, kada box, 2 yung equivalent niya. Alright? So, to get the 50% of 200, i-add ko lahat yung naka-shaded part. And the answer will be 100. Okay? And matagal, so ang gagawin lang natin is just multiply the 50% to 200. And again, convert first the 50% into decimal, and then once you have the decimal, multiply it dun sa whole number natin na 200. And then we'll get the same answer, 100. Okay? Or, since alam na natin na 50% is just 1/2, let's just get the half of 200. And yung kalahati ng 200 lang ay 100. Okay? So, yes, to get the value of the percent, just multiply the percent into whole number and then make sure na yung percent naka-decimal muna. Okay? Next, so dito makikita nyo yung shaded part. So, kung bibilangin nyo yung shaded parts natin, 25 lahat yan. 25 boxes. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, 25%. Now, alamin natin yung 25% ng 500. Alright? So, since bawat isa is 5 pesos, so bilangan natin yung shaded part para malaman natin kung ano yung equivalent ng 25%. So, the 25% of 500 is 125. So, dapat pag pinag-add nyo tong 5 na to, 125 yung kakalabasan. Okay? Dahil matagal mag-add, so let's just multiply the percent sa 500. So, 0.25 times 500, that is 125. Again, just make sure that you convert yung percent into decimal before you multiply it to the whole number. Okay? Now, since alam naman natin na yung 0.25 is just 1/4 kapag nilagay mo sa fraction. So, kunin na lang natin yung 1/4 ni 500. Pinag-usapan na natin sa separate video kung paano kunin yung value ng fraction, di ba? So, ang 1/4 ng 500 is 125. Okay? Okay. So, this time, kung bibilangin nyo yung shaded part natin, lahat ng boxes na yan, 75. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, since kada isang box is 1%, so, itong shaded part natin, 75% yan. Now, kunin natin yung equivalent ng 75%. So, i-add natin lahat ng 5 na to, na nakikita nyo sa shaded part. Okay? Kung i-add nyo yan, that is equivalent to 375. And napakatagal nun kasi nga ang daming 5. So, to just do that, just get the 75% of 500 by multiplying it. Now, before you multiply 75%, again, convert that into decimal. Alright? Then, after you have the decimal, then multiply it to the whole number, yung 500. So, ibig sabihin, yung 75% ni 500 ay 375. Same nung nakukuha natin kapag pinag-add natin itong mga 5 na to. Okay? Alright, so other way is, since yung 75%, that is 3/4, right? Pinag-aralan natin kung paano i-convert yung decimal into fraction. That is just 3/4. So, let's just get the 3/4 of 500. So, when we multiply 3/4 and 500, that is also 375. Okay. So, kung mapapansin mo, lahat na nandito, naka-shade na. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, 100 yung shaded part natin. So, dahil buo na yan, ibig sabihin, that is 100%. Alam na natin agad na yung 100% natin is 500 pesos. Kasi, yun lang naman yung buo natin. Okay? But if you want to solve that, you can just add all the 5s here. And then you'll get 500. Other way to do that is to multiply 100% to 500. But again, make sure that you convert it into decimal. So to do that is just divide 100 to 100 and then you'll get 1. Again, hindi siya decimal numbers, right? Kasi nga yung 100%, buo na yan. So, ang makukuha mo lang talaga is 1. Okay? And then, multiply that 1 to 500, then you'll get 500. So, yung buo talaga natin, yung makukuha natin kasi nga kinukuha natin yung 100% niya. Okay? Okay. So, kung mapapansin nyo, meron akong isang buo na naka-shade at yung isa kalahati lang. Alright? Again, yung whole number pa rin na gagamitin natin is 500 pesos. So, itong buong shaded part na to, 100% na to, right? Kasi lahat naman naka-shade. Tapos, itong 50 na to, ibig sabihin, 50% yan. So, meron tayong 150%. Ang tanong, ano yung value ng 150% na yun? So, remember, itong buo na to, 100%, ibig sabihin, that is 500 already, right? And then ito, dahil kalahati lang ng 500 yung na-shade, ibig sabihin, 250 lang din to. Alright? So, pag pinagsama mo yung 250 at saka yung 500, that is 750. So, yung 150 ng 500 ay 750. So, lumagpas siya, tama? Sa 500. Kasi nga, lumagpas din yung percent natin. It's more than 100%. So, pag lumalagpas naman ng 100%, ibig sabihin, lumalagpas tayo dun sa whole number natin. So, other way to do that is convert this percent first into decimal. So, divide mo yung 150 sa 100. So, now we have 1.5. So, again, even the decimal, yung conversion sa decimal, meron tayong nakuhang buo. Okay? Now, that conversion, multiply mo sa 500, and then you'll get the same answer, 750. Okay? Next. So here, meron ulit tayong isang buo. So now we already have 100%. Then in this case, we have 5. 5 na shaded part, so meron tayong additional na 5%. So in total, we have 105%. So alamin natin kung ano yung value ng 105% ng 500. So etong kabuuan na to, 500 pesos na to. Alright? So, dito, yung 5%, since bawat isa is 5 pesos, so, 5, so that is, what? 25 pesos, diba? So, 500 pesos plus 25 pesos, that is 525. So, ibig sabihin, yung 105% ng 500, that is 525. Okay? So, for us to get that, pwede nating i-convert muna yung percent into decimal. So, 105 divided by 100, so we have 1.05. Then, this one will be multiplied dun sa 500, then we'll get the same answer, 525. Okay? Next. So, here, again, we have whole. So, we already have 100%, and then 1%. Okay? So, we have 101%. Now, ano yung value ni 101% sa 500? So, since itong buo na to, meron na tayong 500 pesos. Itong isang 1% na to, ang equivalent yan is 5 pesos. So, yung 101% ng 500 ay 500 plus 5, so that is 505. Other way to do that, just convert this into decimal first. So, 101 divided by 100, and that is 1.01. And then multiply that to 500, then you'll get the same answer, 505. Okay? Okay. So, again, meron na ulit tayong buo. So, ibig sabihin, meron na tayong 100%. Alright? And, in this case, yung isang box hinati ko. So, ibig sabihin, hindi siya 1%. That is only 0.5%. Kasi 1% hinati ko, so that is 0.5%. So, kung hinati ko yung percent niya, ibig sabihin, hatiin ko lang din yung value niya. So, that is 2.5. Kasi 1% is 5 pesos. Okay? So, now, since I have 100% plus 0.5%, so I have now 100.5%. So, ano yung 100.5% ng 500? So, to get that, we can add all 5 here. Tsaka yung 2.5, and then we'll get 502.5. Okay? Kasi nga, di ba, 500 na to, plus 2.5, so that is 502.5. Okay? Other way to do that is convert this percent into decimal, then multiply that to 500. So, 100.5 divided by 100, that is 1.005. And then multiply that to 500, that you'll get the same answer, 502.5. Okay? Next, so here, we have 100% again, kasi buo na siya. And then I have another 25%. So, in total, we have 125%. Alright? So, alamin natin kung ano yung 125% ng 500. So, since ito is buo na, so meron na tayong 500. Now, this 25%, ang equivalent lang niyan is, what? Kanina pinag-usapan na natin yung 25% ng 500, and that is 125, right? Kasi tigpa 5 to, so pag pinag-add mo yung 5 na yan, ang equivalent lang yan is 125. Okay, so, ang 125% ng 500 ay 625. Kasi 500 plus 125, that is 625. So, other way to get that is convert this percent into decimal. So, 125 divided by 100, we have 1.25. So, nakikita natin na meron agad tayong buo. Okay? Then, multiply this to 500, then we'll get the same answer, 625. Okay? Practice time. So, I want you to find the value of the percent na nakikita nyo sa bawat question. Copy first these questions and then answer it on your own and then just check your work here. Okay? Okay, so pag-usapan natin kung paano natin malalaman yung mas mataas na percent or mas mababang percent? So, example, I have here this side. Okay? So, kung bibilangin mo yung shaded part, that is 25. So, that is 25%, right? And the value of that is, since tigpa 5 itong mga shaded part na to, that is 125. Okay? Now, etong 6 parts na to, ibig sabihin 6% to. So, yung value nito ay 30, since tigpa 5. Etong 3 na to, ang value niyan is 3%, so that is 15%. So, makikita nyo na the higher the percent, ibig sabihin the higher the value. Alright, so the lower the percent, the lower the value. Okay? Okay, so this time we will convert fractions to decimals to percent. Alright? So, equal lang sila. Alright? So, kinonvert lang natin. So, I have here 50 over 100. So, to convert that to decimal, divide the 50 and the 100. So, 50 divided by 100, that is 0.5. Now, kung mapapansin mo, hindi buo yung nakuha natin. Alright? Walang buo dyan. Kasi nga, yung fraction natin, hindi naman buo. Alright? So, hindi natin mag-expect na meron tayong buo na makukuha when we convert that into decimal. Now, to convert decimal to percent, just multiply it to 100. Because again, percent means per 100. Alright? So, we'll get 50 and then add percent. Okay? Now, other way or yung shortcut to convert decimal to percent is yung 0.5, i-move natin yung decimal point niya ng dalawa. Kasi nga, ibig sabihin, 100. So, 100's place. So, 1, 2, so you'll get 50, and then add percent. So, you'll get 50%. So, basta dalawang step lang yung i-move mo para gawing percent yung decimal. Okay? So, another is 5 over 100. So, 5 divided by 100. So, we'll get 0.05. Okay? Again, hindi buo kasi nga hindi buo yung fraction natin. So, to put that into percent, multiply that to 100, then you'll get 5%. Or, just go to the decimal, then yung point niya, i-move mo ng dalawa, so it will become 5. Kasi yung point niya nandun na sa dulo. So, 5, then add percent. Okay? So, I have here 125 over 100. So, kung mapapansin nyo, improper fraction yan. Again, kung babalikan nyo yung fraction na pinag-usapan natin, pag improper, ibig sabihin may buo tayong makukuha dyan. So, kung i-divide mo, so 125 divided by 100, the equivalent is 1.25. So, meron nga tayo nakuhang buo. Okay? So, convert this into percent, just multiply it to 100, then it becomes 125%. Other way is just throw away or i-move ulit natin yung decimal point ng dalawang beses, so we'll get 125%. Alright? Okay, let's have another example. So I have here fraction 2 over 3. So let's convert that to decimal. So divide natin yung 2 tsaka 3 and the answer will be 0.666 and so on. Okay? What we need is until hundreds place lang. Okay? Eto. So i-round it off natin sa nearest 100 place. So yung 6 magiging 7 kasi yung katabi niya is 6. So more than 5. So that will become 0.67. Okay? Then to convert that decimal into percent, multiply mo lang sa 100. So we have 67%. Okay? Now, shortcut, yung 0.67, itapon natin or ilagay natin sa kaliwa yung decimal point ng dalawang step. So 1, 2. So you have now 67. Then just put percent sign. Okay? Next, 4 over 7. So, to convert that into decimal, divide nyo lang 4 divided by 7, then you'll get 0.571 and so on. So, just round it off to the nearest hundreds. So, yung 7 mo, magiging 7 pa rin kasi 1 lang yung katabi, below 5. So, that will be 0.57. To convert that into percent, just multiply to 100, then you'll have 57%. So, ibig sabihin, yung 4 over 7, equivalent niya sa percent is 57%. Okay? Shortcut again, 0.57, just move it 2 steps papuntang kanan and then add percent. Okay? Next, we have 12 over 15. To convert to decimal, just divide it, then you'll get 0.8. To convert this into percent, just multiply by 10, and that is 80%. Shortcut, just move the decimal point 2 steps papuntang right, so you have 80, and then add percent. Okay, so the 12 over 15, the equivalent number of 12 over 15 sa percent is 80%. Okay? Okay, so this time naman, magko-convert tayo from percent to fractions to decimals. Okay? So, example nito is 5.5%. So, remember, dahil naka-percent yan, pag kinonvert mo yan sa fraction, over 100 lang yan. Okay, laging over 100 pag yung percent kinonvert mo into fractions. Kasi nga, 'di ba, other way to express fraction is percent, pero laging 100 yung denominator. Okay? So, 5.5 yung percent, ay yung number dun sa percent, yun lang yung magiging numerator nyo. 5.5 over 100, and then convert that into decimals, i-divide mo lang yung numerator at saka yung denominator. And then you'll get 0.055. Okay? So, other way to do that is from percent, di ba may decimal point? I-move mo siya pakaliwa. Alright, kanina yung ginawa natin, from decimal to percent, pakanan, tama? This time, pakaliwa. Pero 2 steps pa rin. So, ito yung decimal point, move tayo ng pakaliwa ng 2 steps. So, dun mo naman ilalagay na ngayon yung point. Alright, so, we'll get the same answer na 0.055. Okay? Why do we need to do that? Kasi nga, 'di ba, before we can get the value of percent, kailangan yung percent ma-convert mo na into decimal. Another example, we have 1.425%. So, again, to convert that into fraction, lagi lang ang denominator is 100, and then yung numerator niya is yung number dito. Okay? And then from fraction, convert that into decimal, so just divide it by 100. So, you'll get 0.01425. Shortcut, i-move nyo lang yung decimal point pakaliwa ng 2 beses, 1, 2, and then ilagay mo dun yung decimal point, and then you'll get the same answer, 0.01425. Okay? Okay, so mag-a-add na tayo ng percent. So, the way we add, or we do this, parang nag-a-add lang din tayo ng whole number. Okay? So, make sure magkatapat pa rin yung mga place value nila before you can add. So, we have your 2% plus 5%, you'll get 7%. 25% plus 53%, you'll get 78%. Okay? So, ganun din kapag may decimal. So, like 25.80% plus 4.27%, then you'll get 30.05%. So, dito, 100% plus 0.8%, then you'll get 108%. Okay? So, bakit natin kailangan mag-add na percent? Kasi may mga scenario or word problems na bibigyan ka ng maraming percent and then itatanong kung ilan yung total ng percent. Okay? Okay, ganun din yung pag-subtract ng percent. The way we subtract whole number, parehas lang sa percent. Okay? Just always make sure magkakatapat ulit yung place value nila. Okay? So, yes, you can have here like yung 5 minus 2, so that is 3%. By the way, don't forget naka-percent yung sagot nyo, okay, when you subtract percent. Another thing is, hindi nyo dapat pinagmaminus ang whole number tsaka yung naka-percent. Okay? Kung gusto nyo ipag-minus yon, kailangan kunin nyo muna yung value ng percent bago nyo i-minus dun sa whole number. Okay? So, just check it here. This is how you minus, or these are example of how you minus percent. Alright, so this time, mag-multiply na tayo at magdi-divide ng percent. So, kanina sa mga nauna nating examples or discussion, 'di ba, when we multiply percent into whole, ibig sabihin, kinukuha lang natin yung percent or yung value ng percent. Okay? So, pinagsama ko na yung multiplication and division para makita natin na opposite lang yung relationship ng dalawa. Okay? Okay, so this time, multiplication and division tayo. So, pinagdikit ko na para makita natin yung relationship nila, okay? So, yung first question is, what is the 10% of 50? So, in short, kinukuha natin yung part sa 50. Kasi 10%, right? So, to get that, to get the value of the percent, just multiply the percent to the whole number. So, 50 times 10%, that is 5. Okay? So, to do that, just multiply it. 50 times 0.10. Always convert 10% first or the percent into decimal, so you'll get 5. Okay? So, this figure is whole. And that is equivalent to 50, right? Because our whole is 50. Now, this is 100%. Now, we're trying to get the value of 10%. So, dahil sa isang 100%, merong 10 10%, right? So, i-divide lang natin yung whole natin into 10 na parts. Dahil 50 yan, ibig sabihin, tig-5 sila, right? So, 10% bawat isang box. So, ibig sabihin, yung 10% is equivalent to 5. Okay? So, yung sagot dito is 5. So, 10% of 50 is 5. Okay? Now, what about this one? 5 is 10% of what number? So, yung 5 daw is 10% ng anong number? So, in this case, ang kinukuha natin is yung kabuuan. Okay? So, to do that is use division. So, 5 divided by 10%. So, 10% is 0.10 and you'll get 50. Alright, so in this case, sa division, yung kinukuha natin is yung kabuuan, pero sa multiplication, ang kinukuha natin is yung part lang. Alright? So, kung mapapansin nyo, reverse lang yung relationship ng multiplication at saka ng division. So, yung product natin na 5, dinivide natin sa isang factor niya, at yung sagot na 50, yun lang din yung isang factor. Okay? Okay. So, we have another example. So, our question is, what is the 110% of 50? Alright, so to get the value of the percent again, we'll just multiply it. So 50 times 110%. First, convert the 110% into decimal, and then you'll get 55. So, in this case, lumagpas siya dun sa whole number natin, right? Why? Kasi nga, yung percent natin, lumagpas sa 100%. So, expect talaga natin na yung sagot natin is more than dun sa whole number. More than 50. So, we'll get 55. So, in this case, this is our 100%. So, this is equivalent already to 50, right? So, 10% yung kinukuha natin, that is 5. So, 100 plus 10%, 110%, and then add their value, then you'll get also 55. Okay? Next is we have the question, 55 is 110% of what number? So, ano daw? Or 55 daw is 110% of what number? Alright? So, kinukuha natin yung 100% ng number na yun. Okay? Kasi nga, yung 55 daw is 110% of what number? So, to do that, divide it. So, 55 divided by 110%. So, the answer is 50. Okay? So, kung titingnan nyo, yung product natin kanina, dinivide natin sa isang factor. So, dapat ang sagot lang din is yung isang factor. Which is, yun naman talaga yung lumabas na sagot. So, tama yung sagot natin sa division. Okay? Okay. So, this time, percent to percent. So, ang question is, what is the 50% of 50%? Alright. So, in short, hinahanap natin yung kalahati na 50%. Okay? So, of course, mentally, alam na natin yung sagot, 25%. Pero, let's solve. So, 50% times 50%. So, dahil pareha sila naka-percent, convert them into decimal. So, if you do that, you'll get this answer and then multiply by 100 kasi naka-percent sila, diba? So, you'll get 25%. Okay? So, yes, 50% of 50% is 25%. Kasi kalahati lang naman ng 50% is 25%, right? So now, next we have 50% is 50% of what number? So, 50% daw ay 50% ng anong number? Of course, 50%, right? So, to do that, 25% divided by 25%. So, make sure naka-convert pa rin sila sa decimal. And then, divide it. By the way, kung nahihirapan kayo mag-divide pa ng whole number sa decimal or decimal to decimal, please watch yung separate video natin about decimal kasi nandun yung kung paano mag-divide nun. Okay? So, in this case, when we divide 0.25 by 0.50, the answer is 0.5. Then, multiply it by 100 kasi nga, percent ng pinag-uusapan natin. Okay? So, kung titingnan natin, yung product natin, dinivide lang natin sa isang factor. So, dapat ang sagot is sa isang factor lang din. Which is, yun lang din naman yung sagot natin sa division. Okay? Practice time. So, I want you to convert these fractions to percentage. And then, check your work here. Okay? Alright, so another exercise. This time, convert fractions to decimal, decimal to percentage, and percentage to fraction. Okay? Last exercise.